Just as Mr. M headed to the backyard for supper, Tristan D trailed behind him, looking like a lost pup. "Sir, what am I supposed to do?" Tristan D's voice wobbled, his nerves all jumbled up. Mr. M gave him a warm smile. "You've done fine so far, and I've got faith you'll keep it up." Now, Tristan D's just 17 this year, barely a whisker on his chin. A deputy 1,000 household at that age? That's a rare spark of promise. Among all the D-Clan youngsters, Mr. M pinned his hopes on Tristan D and Vance D most. Vance D's steady as a rock, seems simple, but he's sharp as a tack underneath. Tristan D? He was Patriarch Taylor D's heir-in-waiting, with a knack for seeing the big picture, even sharper than Vance D. Till now, Mr. M had been the one standing tall in front, shielding Tristan D from the spotlight. But once Mr. M left, Tristan D would have to step up and face the crowd. "But I'm scared I'll mess it up," Tristan D blurted, his confidence crumbling without Mr. M around. "Your granddad's the patriarch, your father's next in line, and someday you'll lead the D-Clan yourself. No need to fret too hard. I might be leaving, but General Lucy's still around. If you hit a snag, she's there, and your Uncle Second D's holding steady in Janning Guard too." Dinner done, Mr. M headed to his room. Nicole Lewis asked, "Father's off to Anyuan City. What about us? Do we stay in Yinghe Fort or head to the state city too?" Nicole Lewis ached to follow Mr. M to Anyuan City. But Mr. 3rd D had his own official post now, 100 household gig, no less. Mr. 3rd D tilted his head, mulling it over. "I'll ask Father tomorrow," he said. "If we go to Anyuan City, can't you still be 100 household?" Nicole Lewis asked. Mr. 3rd D waved it off with a grin. "How could I not? In Anyuan City, Father's the guard. Surely he can snag me 100 household spot." And he wasn't wrong. Mr. M had the same plan brewing. He'd already decided to haul Mr. 3rd D along to Anyuan City. 2 days later, Mr. 1st D set off for Anyuan City with Theo Ding and Hunter D in tow. Mr. M got busy tying up loose ends before he left. Winter had gripped Heavy Mountain Town, the north wind howling in from beyond the pass. Outside Ying Fort, folks huddled against the chill, braving it to see Mr. M off. Today was the day he'd leave, and nearly every soul in the fort turned out to say goodbye. A long convoy stretched along the road by the south gate. Mr. M stood at the rear, gazing out at the sea of faces, dark and thick with people. He locked eyes with them, spotting familiar ones here and there, and stroked his beard with a smile. He'd landed here, and sure, there'd been bumps, moments that gnawed at him. But looking out now, that swell of pride, that sense of something done right, it filled him up. Mr. M tipped his head slightly, then swept his gaze over the other D-Clan youngsters. "Take care, all of you." He'd sat down with each one before, guiding them, nudging them along like a big brother should. Mr. M didn't fib as his eyes roamed past them to the soldiers and troops beyond. They landed at last on Pablo Lopez. Since the Kane clan's raid this year, that cranky old man had softened toward him. No more cold shoulders, stubborn as ever, sure, but now he'd crack a smile Mr. M's way. Mr. M grinned and dipped into a bow. "Farewell, good sir. Safe travels. Here's to meeting again someday." With that, Mr. M swung onto Scarlett's back, tugged the reins, and rode east without a backward glance. The long convoy rumbled after him. The folks of Yinghe Fort trailed behind, step for step, till exhaustion slowed them down. "Head back!" Mr. M bellowed over his shoulder. 1,000 miles is far enough to see me off." Tristan D and the others halted, watching the convoy shrink into the distance. They didn't turn back till it vanished from sight completely. Unlike Heavy Mountain Town's lean crew back in the day, the D family's convoy to Anyuan City was a sight. 6 carriages rolled along, one for the main house, one for the 3rd branch. Linlin D toted her little one in another. Linda D shared with Yuri Valentine, and the last 2 hauled maids and helpers. 4 more wagons lugged goods, though the real treasures hid in Mr. M's spring water space. The stuff piled on those carts, all sorted by Yuri Valentine's careful hands. Mr. 2nd D's family of 4, they'd already settled in Jianing Guard. Besides the D family's servants, the group boasted a dozen D-Clan youngsters, Dashan Song and a pair of light cavalry. Oh, and old Lee Head and Hugo Lane tagged along too. From Yinghe Fort to Songzhou Guard, it was a 400-mile trek, cold, rough, and slow. 5 days of hard travel got them there. Mr. M was headed to take his post in Anyuan City, but first he had to check in at Songzhou Guard. Songzhou Guard sat in Jiacheng, a border fortress like Heavy Mountain Pass. But Jiacheng was smaller, leaner, fewer troops, fewer folks calling it home. Clutching his Dusi Yamen papers, Mr. M breezed into Jiacheng's Guard Yamen. There, he met Songzhou Guard's commander, Silas Patton. Silas Patton was 48 this year, his hefty frame round as a barrel. That chubby face of his always wore a wide, friendly grin. When he spotted Mr. M, he beamed. "Mr. M, I've been counting the days till you showed up." His warmth came on strong, maybe too strong. By rights, Mr. M was his underling. Silas didn't need to lay it on so thick. "What's on your mind, Commander?" Mr. M asked. "Just eager to get you to Anyuan City quick as you can," Silas replied. He let out a dramatic sigh. "Listen here," he went on. "The last guard there, Cao Han, got nabbed for corruption. Anyuan City's been without a guard for 3 months now. If you'd taken any longer, I'd have had to plunk myself down there personally." Silas sighed like the world was on his shoulders. But that smile never budged. He looked like a jolly old soul, but Mr. M wasn't buying it. Anyone commanding Songzhou Guard wasn't some soft pushover. "Oh, right, you haven't met General Brian Van yet," he chirped. "Come on, I'll take you to him." Brian Van was Songzhou Guard's top general out of East Lucastown, Mr. M's big boss. As Songzhou Guard's co-advisor, Mr. M answered to Silas Patton directly. But as Anyuan City's guard, he also reported to the shogunate, straight to Brian Van. Double duty, double bosses. Silas and Brian both held his reins. Truth be told, Brian Van couldn't figure why Titus Lewis had yanked Mr. M over to Anyuan City. He knew Mr. M was Lucy Clerk's man. Pulling him from her turf to his own smelled like poaching. Border generals didn't usually play that game. Mr. M fished a letter from his robe and handed it over. "General, this is from General Lucy for you." Brian Van took it, unfolded it, and read slow. When he finished, he sank into thought. The letter was plain enough. Lucy just asked him to look out for Mr. M. Nothing fancy. But something nagged at Brian Van. Lucy clearly didn't want to let Mr. M go, so why'd she give in? He puzzled over it but came up empty. Brian Van said, "Mr. M, you'd best head there and take charge soon." He didn't spill anymore. Whatever was brewing, he'd steer clear. As for Lucy's request, easy enough. He wouldn't make Mr. M's life hard, and that'd do. Anyuan City sat close to Jiacheng, less than 50 miles off. When Mr. M reached the south gate, a pack of military officers from the Guardian's office was already waiting. Mr. M stepped off his horse and eyed this crew of unfamiliar faces. "Greetings, Mr. M," they called out in unison. Mr. M felt something was wrong. He scanned the group again and raised his voice. "Who's the clerk from the government hall?" "Sir, that's me." An old man with white hair piped up, stepping forward with a grin. Clerks weren't ranked officers, just staff. "Take me to the government office," Mr. M said, swinging back onto his horse. Mr. M was busy taking in Anyuan City's sights. Bluestone paving flanked by bustling shops and eateries. Most folks on the road wore patched-up rags, a few flashed silk and satin. Beggars lined the edges, hands out for scraps. As Mr. M's crew rolled in, heads turned. People pointed and murmured. Soon, he pulled up to the Guardian's office. At the back, the women and kids piled out of the carriages. He stepped through the gate with Nathan in his arms and froze. Was this backyard way too fancy for an official post? Just then, a sweaty young clerk dashed up, handing a map to the clerk. The clerk turned to Mr. M. "Sir, here's the layout of the backyard." "A map." Mr. M stood there, speechless for a beat. A backyard needing a map? This wasn't just a backyard anymore. It was a palace. He took the map and gave it a look. "Who built this place?" Mr. M asked, curiosity piqued. Well, sir," the clerk said. "Several past guards expanded it over time." Mr. M's brow twitched. "Well now, those old guards must have been crooked as a barrel of snakes. How else do you build a spread this grand without dipping into dirty coin?" Here's the kicker. This backyard wasn't even theirs to keep. It was just a temp spot for guards. 2 or 3 years short, 7 or 8 long. Pouring a fortune into a setup you don't own? Talk about wild. Well, looks like this fancy setup came at a bargain for Mr. M now. Living in a yard this grand sure felt cozy. Before long, everyone had their place and started unpacking their gear. Mr. M didn't need to lift a finger. Hayes Neal had already led a crew into the main courtyard. They got his study and bedroom squared away first. "Sir," Dashan Song called, striding over. "Everything set up?" Mr. M asked. Dashan Song's whole clan was here. Parents, siblings, wife, kids, 8 of them in all. "All good, sir. Mr. Lane set me up with a small yard," Dashan Song said, with a hearty chuckle. He was tickled pink with it. Cozy, not huge, but plenty for his family. Mr. M gave a slight nod, then handed over the map. "You're a hard worker, Dashan. Be my head guard here." He'd only brought 20 elite troopers this time, his personal crew. Small in number, sure, but everyone a top-notch fighter. He'd barely set foot in Anyuan City, but already the place felt like deep waters. Till he got a handle on things, some solid protection was a must. "While it's quiet, check this place top to bottom, inside and out." "You got it," Dashan Song said, taking the map and rounding up a few men to scout. Just then, the clerk sidled over, cautious as a cat. "Sir, the officers are still waiting up front in the office," he said. Mr. M shot him a look. "What's your name?" "Neil Carter, sir," the old man replied. "How long you been a clerk here?" "Been at it 13 years now." Every office had its clerks and sturdy hands. Officials came and went, but those folks stayed rooted. Sure, clerks and hands swapped out now and then, but unless they botched something big, they stuck around. They knew the ins and outs of the place better than the bosses ever would. A clerk who stuck around 12 years? That's no small fry. He's got skills. But here's the kicker. The last guard, Cao Han, got nabbed for corruption, and Neil Carter was still right there in the office. Go tell those folks up front I'm worn out today, Mr. M said, voice calm and even. No meeting till tomorrow. Yes, sir, I'm on it, Neil Carter replied, bowing low before he shuffled off. The main courtyard was all set up now, so Mr. M headed to check out the bedroom first. Sir, it's all yellow pear wood. Hayes Neal piped up, grinning like he'd struck gold. He couldn't hide his glee, and who'd blame him? Mr. M had landed a real steal with this place. The D family couldn't have dreamed of furniture this fine, not even if they scraped every coin they had. Mr. M's lip quirked up. Find a chance to sell it off, swap it for something cheap and sturdy. A fancy pearwood bed or a plain poplar one, he'd sleep just the same. Mr. M's heart practically sang. Cao Han was a saint in his book. Got his head chopped and left all this behind. What a guy! He'd love to run into a few more like that. Right as Mr. M was basking in it, Dashan Song strode in. Sir, we found a cellar. A cellar? Anything off about it? Mr. M asked, curiosity piqued. Big households often dug cellars for storage. Some fancy types even stashed ice in a few. A couple of cellars in a yard this size? Shouldn't raise eyebrows. Sir, you'd better see it yourself. I'm at a loss for words, Dashan Song said with a sheepish grin. He genuinely couldn't figure out how to sum it up. What could Mr. M say to that? Nothing for it but to go look. Dashan Song led him quick to a fake mountain in the garden. Mr. M glanced around. The cellar's entrance hid right inside that rocky mound. To get in, you had to shove aside a fake peak taller than a man. How'd you spot this? Mr. M asked, eyeing the setup. Move that rock back, and you'd never guess anything was amiss from outside. Just saw some drag marks on the ground, a young trooper in his 20s piped up, stepping forward. Mr. M gave a slight nod and ducked into the hole. Inside, a stone staircase stretched downward, fading into dim light. He couldn't even see the bottom. This deep? Mr. M puzzled over it as he descended. Why carve out a cellar this far down? When he hit the end, he froze, jaw-dropping. Torches blazed all around. 7 or 8 troopers were poking through the place. This is huge, Mr. M blurted, barely believing his eyes. A cellar? More like an underground cavern. He figured it hollowed out both gardens and the pond above. Even the pond was empty underneath. Mr. M strode to the middle, no water seeping through anywhere. That pond up top had to be over 300 square feet and not a drip down here. This waterproofing was downright impressive. Forget cellar, this was an underground fortress. But it sure wasn't for parking carts. Anything else stand out? He asked, turning to Dashan Song. Over here, sir? Dashan Song said, guiding him to a wall. The wall was brick, same as the pillars holding this place up. Digging out a space this massive must have cost a fortune, no small change. Then Mr. M spotted a tunnel carved into the wall, and his brows knit tight. Where's this lead? No clue. It caved in about 300 meters down, Dashan Song said. The collapse sits under a house on the north side, but nobody lives there. Mr. M peered into the tunnel's dark stretch, frown deepening. Anything more? That's it, Dashan Song replied. Keep searching, he ordered Dashan Song. A cellar this massive didn't pop up overnight. It must have taken heaps of manpower and coin to carve out. That tunnel? Probably the heart of it, but with it collapsed, no way to dig it out quick. And right now, Mr. M couldn't afford any bold moves. Dashan Song kept at it, poking around with his crew. This time, they practically turned the place upside down. Still, no other odd spots turned up. Father, we didn't bring much food, Nicole Lewis said after the meal. We'll need to stock up. Figure out what you need and buy it. Got enough silver? Mr. M asked, his mind still half on that cellar. Plenty, Nicole Lewis said with a smile. Got 100 taels back at the house this month, barely touched it. Mr. M glanced around at the D family crew. For now, try to stay put. Don't wander out much. If you need anything, let Hayes Neal handle it. Ever since that transfer order landed, something felt off to him. Now, stepping into Anyuan City, that itch only grew. The cold shoulders from those officers when they came to welcome him forced him to postpone the meeting. That underground sprawl he'd just seen. It all screamed trouble. Until he got a grip on what was what. Caution was the name of the game. The family scattered, and Mr. M settled at his study desk. It was Mr. First D and Theo Ding stepping through the door. They'd hit the city ahead of the rest, been here over 10 days by now. Anyone spot you? Mr. M asked, leaning forward. Not us, but someone's watching this place, Theo Ding said, voice low. Mr. M's eyes narrowed. Break it down for me. When we got here, we noticed folks lingering outside, always eyeing the house, Theo Ding explained. I scoped it out. There's at least a dozen watching the front office and backyard, all warriors. Mr. M sucked in a slow breath. Trouble, all right. This was a pit, a deep one, and he'd already tumbled in. What'd you dig up these past days? Mr. First D pulled out a booklet. Father, here's what you asked us to look into. Mr. M took it and flipped through. The pages listed out the state city's officials and clerks, plus some big-name households. Scanning it, Mr. M didn't spot anything glaringly weird. Mr. M set the booklet down, stroking his beard as he mulled it over. Don't come back here yet, he said. Lay low outside. Keep your ties to this house under wraps. Start digging into Thousand Household Paul Todd and Garrison Chief Quinn Dawson. And don't skip Clerk Neil Carter either. Whatever secrets Anuan City was hiding, Mr. M knew one thing. He had to lock down the Guardian's office first. Get a grip on the military muscle, and he'd have the clout to tackle anything head-on. Without it, he'd be a toothless commander, bare-handed and hemmed in at every turn. All right, Father, I've got it, Mr. First D said, nodding firm. Mr. M eyed him with a flicker of trust. Stay sharp out there. If trouble kicks up, lean on Theo Ding's advice. Mr. First D was too straight arrow for this cloak and dagger stuff. Sneaky wasn't his game. Good thing Theo Ding had a seasoned head on him, sharp and steady. Could Theo turn rogue and pull a fast one? Mr. Mem sized Theo up over time. Even with acquired realm level under his belt, flipping the script never crossed his mind. Plus, he had a wife and kids anchoring him. No room for funny business there.